Hello, my dear Capricorn. Welcome. This is your energetic check-in for the week of November 14th through November 20th. Let's see what energies Capricorn should be aware of for this time frame. So I'll pick the first card for your current energy. For my Capricorn, subconscious drives and subconscious energies that you are not fully aware of, obstacle for this time frame, support system for this time frame, possible outcome, and the overall vibes. Four of Pentacles. So, my dear Capricorn, as I was meditating on your cards and shuffling the cards, I got this much more calm energy from you than I felt in quite some time. However, this energy was also that of reserving your resources. So for some of you, you might have a lot of financial decisions that you have to make, or financial reshuffling that you got to do in your own life to preserve your finances. For others of you, you are very much being stingy with your energy, which is not a bad thing. Even though the word stingy has a negative connotation, no, you're just trying to figure out ways how to preserve your energy to keep it all for yourself. So I feel a lot of conservation as it comes to your resources this week. And for many of you, you are going to look at all different aspects of your life to try to preserve as many of your resources as possible. This energy is very calm and very controlled. So you're doing it like you have a purpose, right? Like you are doing this with a purpose because you're understanding that something in your life gotta change. Okay, so here we go. Right now you're in this Four of Cups energy, and subconsciously you are in the Devil energy. So right now you are feeling this heat from needing to preserve your energy, preserve your resources. Exactly what I was feeling, because it seems like you've been giving so much into different situations, and right now you don't even care about those things anymore. Like you're starting to prioritize yourself a lot. And that's where the Devil energy is here as well. Is because you're understanding that there's things in your life that keeping you trapped and that you gotta release those things. So for example, some of you could be at a job that is just not giving you enough positive vibes anymore, and that's why you're looking at your finances to see where you can save some money up, like where you can cut some wants out in order to maybe leave this job or not have to be tied down to this job anymore. For others of you, you might realize that some of your relationships, like friendships, maybe like family relationships, family ties, are just not giving you what you need anymore. All they do is take instead of giving you something back. So that could even be, like with friends. Sometimes you just realize like the people that you're hanging out with, you do the same thing with them over and over and over again. Like go to a bar, go to like, I don't know, any kind of bar, Hooters, Outback, like one of those things, Applebee's. It could be like a bar in your neighborhood, and all you do is just drink with those people and eat junk food all night. Then the next day you wake up, you realize you didn't have a good conversation with these people. You feel hungover, you feel like poop because you ate a bunch of garbage at this restaurant, at this bar. So like, what was the purpose? Like you wasted all this money, and what was the purpose? So that could be like some of those thoughts that are coming up for you, and you're realizing that like you need a much more stable life. So like 4s represent like stability in our life. So you're seeking that stability in your life. What the universe wants you to do is right now is not exactly a time for action. This is a time to like really contemplate and decide what is it that you want and what is it that you can set in place in your life in order to make those changes. So right now is the time of like really looking deeply into your life situation and really being honest with yourself. So as I mentioned before, for some of you, you might be looking at your finances and you might be budgeting yourself, like realizing or putting together a budget and trying to figure out like what is a necessity and what is a need, right? Like a necessity is paying your electric bill, but maybe going out with those friends that are not really beneficial, like that are not really giving you anything positive back, that could be a need. And that's where like the area where you can save some money. Does it make sense? Like having subscription services is probably, a want. So going out with your friend is a want. So having subscription services is a want, yet being subscribed to a provider that gives you Wi-Fi is probably a need for most of us anyway, like to do work, to do like whatever is it that we do, to even watch TV. So you're gonna be reshuffling your budget, and that's what the universe wants you to do, like reshuffle your budget, reshuffle and understand where your resources are going towards to, because priorities are different for everyone, and that's like important to acknowledge as well. For some of us, even though like you might be subscribed to go to a gym of that makes you really, really happy, and you go and you take classes there, but it costs you like $200 every month. For some people, they could say, oh, that's that's a total want, but for you it might be a need because it really brings you a lot of positivity, a lot of brings you health, like it brings you well-being, like this overall sense of well-being. So for you, it might be a need, like it might be a necessary item. So whatever you do, definitely look at your life and see where are you wasting resources and where you need to conserve your resources. For some reason, the universe is really pushing you that way. And I have a feeling for many of you, you are having those realizations as well. Like they're just kind of like sneaking up on you. Like old things, like your old life is not making you as happy anymore because you understand that there's something better for you. So the Chariot is here in your strength sector, which is amazing. It's all about evolution. It's all about moving forward. And it's all about finding a direction in which way to go. And that's exactly what I've been feeling. Like you gotta find what is it that you need in your life as it comes to your resources. What is it that you want, and what is it that no longer serves any kind of purpose in your life? 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, so eventually you will get to this a place of transformation. Like 5 of Pentacles are 5s overall, like are all about transformation and change. But before you get there, it might be painful. It might be like some realizations that you might have with yourself could fundamentally create some level of even insecurity in your life, like if you're cutting out some friends, if you're just like gonna call up your buddies and tell them like, listen, I can't no longer go out to this bar on a Friday night, spend all this money, be wasted, like eat this junk food, like it doesn't work for me anymore. You might be guilted. This person might say, you know what, we've been doing this for like 30 million years. Like how dare you walk away from it? And you might have that sense of guilt. However, prioritize yourself and prioritize your needs, because if it's no longer working for you, why are you torturing yourself? So do ask that question. Or you might realize that you've really been wasting money or wasting your resources on things that are truly unimportant to you. And it might give you like that sense of like, oh man, like I've wasted so much time, so much money, so much resources on this, and it's not even what I need anymore. But that's okay. And that's how we grow. That's how we get better, by acknowledging that certain things don't work. And once we acknowledge those things, then we can make changes in our life. It doesn't seem like it's gonna make you feel good this week overall, but I do feel like a really energy of like overall peace. Does it make sense? Like there's some things in our lives that once we get them done, once we kind of like move those rocks and turn those rocks over, and we realize what's underneath them, it allows us to move forward. It allows us to let this devil energy behind, leave it behind, and move into something a lot more beautiful. And that's another thing about the Five of Pentacles. As I said, like, it means transformation and change. So even though it might feel uncomfortable right now, eventually that change is like literally around the corner. And even in this deck, like you could see, there's a person who opened the door for them, for this couple who looks very sad and kind of disheveled, and overall like they're not looking happy, but there's a door that's being opened for you. You just gotta walk through those doors, my friend, and switch it up. I love it. Like, I love how much growth you've been having, my dear Capricorn, in your life, and this is just another step forward to grow, like to make things happen. Absolutely love this energy, even though it's a little uncomfortable. And I hope this reading clarified a couple of things for you. Like the video and click subscribe if you haven't done so as of yet. And have a super wonderful week, my dear Capricorn. Hello, my dear Aquarius. Welcome. This is your energetic check-in for the week of November 14th through November 20th. And there's our cards. So this is going to be your energy for this week. Your subconscious drives that make you act and react in ways that you don't even realize. Your obstacle for this week. Your strength and support system. Overall possible outcome. And the vibes for the week. The Queen of Wands. Okay, I like this. So for many of you, my dear Aquarius, you might feel totally re-energized. You might feel very courageous, and you might feel like you want to act on things that you were not really you were kind of a little too scared to act on before. And this could pertain to any area of your life. This could pertain to your relationships, your work, whatever it is. Like this week, I feel like you're gonna want to speak up. You're gonna want to establish some solid boundaries, and you definitely gonna want to make some fundamental changes in your life. For others of you, Queen of Wands is like really hot sexual energy, my friend. So if you are single, you might want to be out and about meeting some people. For those of you who are in relationships, you just might find a whole new connection with your partner. I do feel like this is just an overall a vibe of courage for you guys. But however, for some of you, this definitely will play out really well in your relationship sector. Look at this. Look at these cards. We got the Wheel of Fortune for your overall vibes. Not your overall, for your overall energy. And this Star card here as your subconscious energy. So yeah, you got like these big cards with so much significance and so much meaning driving you during this time frame. So with the Wheel of Fortune is like this energy of luck. Like you are believing that anything you do will turn into gold. Like anything you touch will turn the way you want it to turn, which is again kind of feeding this energetic energy doesn't even make sense, like this fiery energy that's like in your belly. So not only are you courageous, but you also know that whatever you're gonna do is gonna turn to gold during this time frame. And your subconscious energy here is represented by Star. And the star is all about that hope, that all about you know, positive change in your life. So you definitely want to make some fundamentally positive changes in your life. You want to bring in well-being into your life underneath it all. And you want to have a much more stable emotional space as well. Because I do feel like a lot of this does stem from your emotional space underneath it all. Like you want for people, for the world to see the more assertive, the more dominant, the more confident Aquarius that you truly are underneath it all. What the universe wants you to be aware of is of the Knight of Sword energy. So the Knight of Sword energy can make you act a little too fast, a little too soon. It can make you like very, very impulsive in your actions. So like if you feel like somebody has been unfair to you for a long time, maybe like at a work situation, now finally you gotta tell them to step off. Like, it's not my job to be picking up the phone for you. Like whatever it is, I don't know. Be careful how you approach it. Like think it through. Don't just kind of blur it out and have that like too much of an assertive attitude. Do you know what I mean? Like it's time and place kind of a thing. Sometimes it's good to speak up right away and share how you feel, but also make sure that whatever you're saying and how you're sharing it is not going to come off as you're just being arrogant or dismissive of others. So just be careful of that, because you're gonna want to just blur things out here. And you got 7 of Cups here in your positive sector, and your strength and in your support. You're gonna have an opportunity to see options in front of you, how to approach the situation. So if you give yourself a second to breathe, you will definitely get the right message of how to act within any given situation, and which way you should act, like what you should say and what you should do in order to get the best possible outcome for you. So give yourself a little second to think here and process the situation before you react, because this fire energy will just make you want to say things, blur things out, and not want to kind of deal with anybody else's BS. And look at this, the 6 of Swords is here telling me that you will move forward, you will change not only yourself through this period, because it's going to make you realize how strong you truly are, how courageous you truly are, and it will also make you feel good about yourself, because you will be able to figure out a way to establish those boundaries that you've been needing to establish for a really, really long time in a way that's not only beneficial to you, but also doesn't ruffle too many feathers around you if you let yourself think it through here. Wow. Amazing energy, my dear Aquarius. I really, really like it a lot. You're going to be on fire for sure. Hope this reading clarified a couple of things for you, my dear friend. Like the video and click subscribe if you haven't done so as of yet. And have a super wonderful week. Hello, my dear Pisces. Welcome. This is your intuitive energetic check-in for the week of November 14th through November 20th. Let's see what the universe wants my Pisces to know for this week. So this is going to be the energy that represents you during this time. This is going to be your subconscious drives and emotions that make you act and feel in the way that you do without even realizing it. Obstacle for this week: your strength and support system, possible outcome, and let's see the overall vibes. So we got the Page of Cups here as your overall vibes. You're going to be working on something. You're going to be working on something to increase your well-being. So pages are indicative of a new cycle. For many of you guys, you just don't like the way things have been playing out in your life, and you're ready for a new beginning. Like, you're ready to either take a whole different approach of how you perceive things, or like literally change some things up in your life to improve where you are and where you're going. Yeah, we got another Cups here. Okay. So look at this, my dear friend. You got 8 of Cups as your current energy, and the Chariot is your subconscious energy, the subconscious drives. So 8 of Cups is all about walking away from something that doesn't work for you any longer. That's why I felt here, as I was shuffling your cards, as I picked up the Page of Cups there, you do want a new cycle. You are realizing that things don't work anymore the way that they used to, or you just don't want them to work the same way any longer. For many of you guys, you're realizing that your emotional well-being is not being met. Like, the people in your life are not meeting your needs. Doesn't make sense. So it could be that you've been hanging out with a certain group of friends that no longer makes you happy, or you've been putting a lot of effort in situations, and those situations haven't given you anything back. I have a feeling like I'm getting like a similar sense to like almost like Capricorn energy that I had, where you're realizing that you've been putting your energy into something like going out with a group of friends on Friday nights, like drinking, eating, hanging out, but then waking up on Saturday morning just hungover and realizing that you have not gotten any kind of emotional feed from that whole situation. I do feel for you, my dear Pisces, this has to do a lot with your emotional space and your feelings, and you're just feeling like you're not getting enough from the people around you, and that's why you want to move away from it. Like, you really want to find some changes in your life to evolve from where you are now in these relationships to something better, to something that actually works for you. What the universe wants you to know, the Tower is in your obstacle space, which tells me make sure you are very kind in the way you approach these situations, because the Tower energy can potentially not only bring the change that you want. Here it's in an obstacle sector. It actually might hurt your pride or become disastrous if you act a little too harsh and a little too rash here. You know what I mean? So if you approach these people who haven't been giving you back in that emotional space, you might realize that you either don't know the full story yet, or you might realize that you're the one in the wrong because you perceive the whole situation wrongly from the I point instead of a we point. You know what I mean? So do approach it with the gloves. What are those, the gloves called? Like really, really kind gloves. I don't know what they're called, but I hope you know what I'm talking about. Into the situation, and just allow yourself to feel it through. And your strength here is the Ace of Cups. Almost like the universe is telling you, instead of creating conflict with people around you by demanding more emotional feed from them, you need to understand that you are responsible for your own feelings, and that you are responsible to create this positive energy around you, because once you create the positive energy around you, it's just going to gravitate towards you. Like the whole idea of the law of attraction. When you exude happiness, when you exude positive emotions, it's just like the universe throws more of that your way. Where when you exude the energy of misery and not having enough, it almost like universe continues feeding into that energy and giving you more of the same negative vibes. You do want things to change, so it is important to acknowledge that you're not happy with the way certain things are going. It's important to acknowledge that. And what the universe wants you to do is think about ways that you can change within your life to make your life better instead of relying so much on others. So what is it that you're doing for yourself, my dear Pisces, that's making you happy? How are you putting yourself first? How are you putting your happiness first, your emotions first, and your feelings first? What are you doing for yourself? Are you meditating? Are you working out? Are you enjoying time with friends who actually do make you happy? You know? Wow. I say wow because there's a lot of emotions here, you know, and sometimes we get so caught up in our emotions that it's so difficult to sort them out. You got 5 of Wands here as the possible outcome for this week. So there is a high chance of a conflict, but this conflict does not have to happen with the world around you. This conflict can happen within yourself, and that's what the universe urges you to do, is understand what are the things that you are doing to stay in that negative mind space, and what are the things that you should be introducing into your life to start this new cycle that you so desire. If you will, speak up and start telling your partner, your colleagues, your friends, you know what, you guys suck. You're not giving me what I want. All I'm doing is spending time with you, giving you this, you know, listening to all of your concerns. What are you doing for me? It's going to create conflict, especially like in a marriage situation that could play out really negatively. And again, like even with friends, family, like it could just play out negatively because they're not going to see what you mean. They're not going to hear you out. But if you look at your life and say, okay, these friends suck. Me going out and drinking on a Friday night is not working for me anymore. What can I do to change it? And there are things that you can do to change it. You could just tell those friends, how about we skip Friday night drinking? How about we go for a walk on a Saturday morning? Or how about we go watch a movie instead on the Friday night? Like, how about we change it up? So offer it to people, because sometimes people don't realize that the things that they're doing are also hurting them or are also not making them happy. And maybe that's their way to give it back to you, because they might feel like, okay, Pisces, you know, like Pisces comes through, so I have to come through. Does it make sense? And it could be, again, any area of your life, but it does have to do with your emotional space. So figure out like what makes you feel upset and try to think of ways how to bring it back to you to make your life better. Are you meditating at night? You know, like, are you going for walks? Are you feeding yourself correctly? Or like feeding yourself in the way that makes you happy? Are you watching funny videos if that's what you're into? Are you reading your books? Like, what are you doing for you? Because once you bring it back to you, everything else will fall into place, and your relationships will lighten up, and this new cycle will take its full move forward the way you want it to. I like this energy because it's going to make you realize how fundamentally important you are to your own happiness, and how truly little people around you have to do with this once you put yourself first. But sounds like it's not going to be all that easy, my dear friends, so buckle up and you can get through it for sure. Hope this reading helped, my dear Pisces. Like the video and click subscribe if you haven't done so as of yet. And have a wonderful week, my friend. Hello, my dear Aries. Welcome. This is your energetic check-in for the week of November 14th through November 20th. Let's see what the universe wants you to know for this time frame. Okay, these cards want to be on top, so let them be on top. This is going to be the Aries energy for this week. Your subconscious drives and emotions that you might not even realize are there. Your obstacle for this week, your strength and support system, possible outcome, and the overall vibes. Ace of Cups. You're going to be putting your feelings first, my dear friend, and you're going to enjoy this week. Definitely, for many of you, you will find a whole new way to experience spirituality. Spirituality is this interesting concept where it's kind of like understanding how, at least this is how I perceive it, like this is how we understand our own space in this universe. Like we are a part of this universe, but yet like the universe is a part of us. Like there's this interconnectedness. And this week you're gonna have your own profound idea of spirituality and how it applies to you. For many of you, I do feel like really positive energy as it applies to your domestic life, as it applies to your family, your close friends. And I really like it a lot. Like, and that is gonna drive you a lot this week. Let's see what the cards say. Yeah. Yes. Okay, I love it. So Death card is your current energy, and it's exactly what I was feeling. You're going to be letting go a lot of things that no longer serve you. You're going to be letting go of things that make you feel in a suffocated type of way. You're going to finally be able to let go anything that's kind of like blocking that intuition of yours, blocking that ability to create a very spiritual world around you. And you're gonna get rid of things that are kind of sabotage or impede your ability to be happy with your family and your friends. And I love it. King of Cups is here, is like your underneath it all energy, telling me that you want to have a much lighter energy around you. You want to have a much lighter energy in your relationships. And even though this is not a love reading, I do feel it like, you know, our relationships come in different forms. We have relationships with our co-workers. We have relationships with our friends, our families, our extended families. We have all different types of relationships in our lives. And for you, this specific time frame, you just want all of your relationships to be easy and not drain you and not kind of bring you down. However, the Justice card is in your sector of an obstacle here in this specific reading. Usually I feel like a Justice card is the card of balance, the equilibrium of the universe. However, I do have a strong feeling that if you're expecting fairness, you might not get it. So if you tell your friends, for example, that, you know what, I just want to be happy, I want to have these easy relationships, I want to let go of whatever doesn't serve me anymore, some people might not understand it, especially if you are dipping your toes in a different spirituality, spiritual understanding of the world, right? Like, what are those conversations that we don't talk about with our friends and families is what? Religion and politics, and for some of diets as well, right? So religion and politics is not something that we approach. However, spirituality is, even though it's not an organized religion, it is a thought process. It is a philosophical idea of how you should approach life. Some people might not like it. And that's okay, you know, that's okay. You got to be able to understand that whatever works for you might not work for others. If finding spirituality through meditation and contemplation and like prayer, whatever it is, lighting candles, like everyone does it differently, works for you, it doesn't mean it works for the next person. So if you do have like some conversations come up where people want to try to argue that like, no, Aries, like you got to do it this way, just let it go and say, you know what, whatever, like you're right. Like if it works for you, great. Like, and move on to something else. The strength in your for this week is going to be your ability to understand that you don't know all of it. You're just a learner, and you're a person who is trying to start something new for themselves, right? It's okay to acknowledge this. It's okay to acknowledge that like, I don't know everything. Not only is this attitude going to allow you to learn more things and allow new things into your life, but it also will preserve those relationships around you, which you want to be calm and chill. So it kind of works both ways. Let's see, possible outcome. The 10 of Cups. Your happiness is here, my friend. Your happiness is here. Once you're going to realize that whatever you're doing, you're just doing it solely for you, not to please anybody else, you will get into that space of happiness, calmness, like just like absolute true joy in yourself. And you will find and see the true joy in the relationships around you. Because once you exude happiness, happiness just keeps attracting and attracting and attracting, and you become a full big bowl of happiness here. Amazing energy, my dear friend. I love how you're letting things go from the past. Your thoughts and your habits, your hobbies as well for some of you, are changing and moving into much more positive direction for you. I love it. And look how many cups we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got all these cups. So emotionally, you will feel satisfied by the changes that you are implementing in your life during this time frame. Love it. Hope this reading clarified a couple of things for you, my dear friend. Like the video and click subscribe if you haven't done so as of yet. And have a great week. Hello, my dear Taurus. Welcome. This is your intuitive energetic check-in for the week of November 14th through November 20th. Sorry, like one of the cards just flew out. And that's going to be your energy for the week, my friend. Ooh, it's starting off nice. Okay, let's see. Where your subconscious energy is. Okay. You want to come out? Come out. Your obstacle for the week. Sorry, cat hair. Your strength during this time frame, possible outcome, and let's see the overall vibes. Knight of Wands. Love it. You know, knights are this really cool energy because they motivate us to do certain things, whether it's fast, whether it's slow, depending on what kind of a knight you get. Knights are always of action, and this specific Knight of Wands telling me that you're gonna have this fearless attitude about life this week, where you're going to be able to make some new changes, bring some new changes into your life because of your actions. And you're going to do it in such an easy manner that people around you are just going to look at you and be like, oh man, Taurus, you're the boss. Whatever you say works. You know what I mean? Let's see what the cards say. Yeah, amazing. So we got the star card here, the first card that came up. It just jumped out. You definitely want to make your well-being as a priority in your life. And you understanding that there's certain things that need to change in your life in order to achieve this well-being, especially when it pertains to your work sector. It tells me that there's some things that haven't been healthy in your work life. Like, for example, maybe you know, you are allowed to take lunch at a certain time of your day, but then you're eating it at your desk, you're still working through your lunch, and you're going to realize this week, like, wait a second, like, this is BS. Like, first of all, your employer is breaking the law because you're supposed to have a duty-free lunch, for at least in the United States, for most places, from what I understand. So, like, what are they doing? They're breaking the law, and you're going along with it. Like, stand your ground, you know, like, you got to make your happiness here. Or at least, like, if you're eating lunch at your desk, like, pretend like you're checking emails, and in reality, like, watch YouTube videos. Like, watch me. Joking, but you know what I mean? Like, you're going to realize that certain things that are being done unfairly to you, and it's impeding your happiness. It's impeding your ability to really, you know, enjoy your life. And again, I do feel it a lot at your workplace. So maybe you're leaving your work too late. Maybe your phone is on through the night, and that's the expectation that the boss has. Like, obviously, you know, like, if there are toxic situations at work and they've been happening for like thousands of years, like if your boss been your boss for 20 years and this been the expectation, it's really hard to change those expectations. But at least if you acknowledge them, and you will be able to figure out some kind of way to understand that some things are just not fair and they shouldn't be the way that they are. The Queen of Swords is here driving you to have a clear boundary with everything, especially your workplace. I feel it very strongly. However, for some of you, it could be not even the workplace. It could be relationships, friendships, like whatever. But you know, there's some things that are not clear. There's blurred lines. As I said before, yes, you're supposed to have duty-free lunch. Yet, how are you eating at your desk and doing work at the same time? You know what I mean? Like, that's not clarity. Either you're having lunch or you're having to do work. And you're going to want to get that clarity so bad this week. It's going to be insane for you. What the universe wants you to know, don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Don't think that like you as an individual cannot make some kind of a change. Yes, you can. The universe wants you to know that the only person paralyzing you at this moment is you. So if you know that you deserve a duty-free lunch, it's like written out in your contract, then just do it. You know, just do it. Work never goes away. Obviously, gauge your situation. I'm using one example out of millions of examples that are possible, but just don't be scared. And if you do get any kind of feelings of inferiority, hopelessness, or like anxiety, do watch your thoughts, you know. Just notice those thoughts, because the Page of Swords is here in your strength sector, telling me that you're going to be able to establish some new boundaries very fast. This new cycle is already here. It's upon you. It's just up to you to understand where you want to implement this new cycle and how you want to proceed moving forward. And once you're going to make those clear realizations, and once you act on it, it will fall into place. Again, I feel like it's workplace for many of you, but this could be anything. It could be a cousin who calls you at 10 o'clock at night, like every Thursday. Meanwhile, you got to be at work by like 5 a.m. on Friday. Like, it could apply to any situation, really, in your life that you feel is unfair. Queen of Wands. So you're going from a Knight of Wands to the Queen of Wands as your outcome. This will boost your self-esteem a lot. If you proceed with some little changes in your life, especially around your workplace, it will boost up your self-esteem a whole lot. For many of you, you will realize that you truly do have a voice. For others of you, you will realize, you know what? All it took was asking or stating something, and things came to a change. It will boost up your self-esteem a whole lot, and it will give you courage to continue making changes in your life. Love the energy. Absolutely love it. Hope this reading helped, my dear Taurus. Like the video and click subscribe if you haven't done so as of yet. And have a super wonderful week, my friend, because I feel like you will. Hello, my dear Gemini. Welcome. This is your intuitive energetic check-in for the week of November 14th through November 20th. Let's see what the universe wants you to know. Okay, these cards just want to fly out. So this is your energy for this week. Your subconscious drives that make you do and react in ways that you do without you realizing it. This is your obstacle for this week. This is your strength for this week. Oh my God. The universe has a message for you for sure. Possible outcome. It's just weird. Sometimes when cards start jumping out, they just jump out. It's just the way that it is. So the overall vibe is the Nine of Pentacles. Woohoo! Great energy, my dear friend. And as I was shuffling the cards and these cards were just jumping out, this energy of go, go, go is definitely here. So some things have been dormant in your life for like the last few weeks. Yes, things were happening. Yes, things were getting done. But for many of you, you found yourself in these situations where things were just not moving fast enough, or things were not moving at all. It's kind of like, you know, like in the movies, they do it sometimes where they're showing the main character and like the main character is acting in like the normal speed and the world around them just goes so fast where they're not a part of of their world. Nothing is happening in their world, yet everything around them is just kind of moving and they're not participants in it. Does it make sense? I hope that it does. So this week, I feel like you're finally going to be able to participate in your world again the way that you like to be participating in it. And it's definitely going to bring you some impulsive energies to enjoy your life, to enjoy your friends, to enjoy your home, to enjoy your hobbies, to enjoy like the things that you have as well, because Nine of Pentacles is a very material kind of energy as well. You're gonna want to enjoy your life and you want to enjoy the things that you have as well. The Death card is here as your current energies, telling me that you are finally getting over something. There's been something in the last few weeks, maybe even months for some of you, because this has been a while, where you just were not able to enjoy your life to the fullest. For some reason, for some of you, it could be because you've been working too much. For others, it could have been because you've been preoccupied with like family situations and like your priorities were just not on you and not on having joy in your life. For some of you, you could have just been like even sick. Like I'm a Gemini and I've been sick for like 1,000 years, it feels like. So something is finally changing and you're letting go of whatever it is that's been it's been holding you back. And I don't mean it like letting go, like literally like I'm done with this. It's more of like the energy just by itself is easing off. The universe is taking it away from you and allowing you to kind of like open up your eyes for the first time and take that fog out of you. Does it make sense? I hope that it does. And you got the Knight of Cups here telling me that, yeah, you're going to be all about having a good time. You will prioritize having joy in your life, or at least that's what you should do, because you're ready for it. You're ready to get out of your shell. You're ready to be out and about. You're ready to get back to your back to your hobbies and your activities. It doesn't even need to be a social thing. It could be like back to reading books because now you finally got that time, or picking your toes, or whatever it is. I don't know. But you'll finally be able to get back to yourself. What the universe wants you to know is, don't be the hermit this coming time frame, because that's not gonna give you joy, right? Like being in yourself on like introspection and like sitting there like thinking about things, contemplating about things, is not going to make you happy. But doing something absolutely will make you happy. Doing something with your friends, doing something with your family, even doing something with yourself by yourself, as I said, like even like reading a book will make you a lot happier than just not doing anything at all. Because it seems like even though you've been doing stuff, I have this energy like whatever stuff you've been doing was like responsibilities opposed to joy. So you still were kind of in yourself in this hermit energy because you were not doing things for your personal joy, but you were being a very responsible person who just sat there in the solitude and got things done. But it's over now. Move on. The Ten of Cups is here in your Strength card, telling me that you're also going to have opportunities to get out and to enjoy yourself. And again, by getting out, I don't mean going partying. By getting out, I mean like getting back to the things that you love doing, getting back to the people that you like hanging out with. Even, like Ten of Cups is all about family as well. So like even just spending time with your family, but being fully present and enjoying their company is going to be beneficial for you. Outcome, Two of Wands. Love it, love it, love it. So once you get yourself, like once you feel like you're out of the shelf again, then you can start planning ahead. You can start planning different kind of trips or activities or events with your friends and with your family. You are ready to move on to that stage. And your friends could inspire you, like if you're back to your hobbies. Let's say if you're like a quilter and you have like this quilting club that you go to all the time, and then you haven't been able to do it in the last few months for whatever reason, and now you're going to be back to it. Not only is it going to give you joy, but it's also going to create ideas for you and opportunities for you of how to proceed forward. Maybe you're going to go somewhere with these people, like maybe there's like a conference for quilters, and you're going to be able to plan out a trip with your friends to go to this quilting conference. Does it make sense? I hope that it does. Like quilting is so niche. It could be fishing. It could be anything. But by getting out, it will allow you to create even more opportunities and even more situations to look forward to. It doesn't even have to be like a full-on trip. It could be like, I'll use myself as an example, like maybe like planning a brunch with your girlfriends or whatever. But you're finally going to be able to do it. Great energy. Love this getting out of the shell situation. It's hard for Gemini to be lonely or alone or secluded from the world for way too long. That's for sure. Hope this reading helped you and clarified a couple of things. Like the video and click subscribe if you haven't done so as a VAD, and have a super wonderful week, my dear friend. Hello, my dear Cancer. Welcome. This is your intuitive energetic check-in for the week of November 14th through November 20th. I just want to tell you that I had to restart this whole reading because I totally just like spaced out and messed up the order of the cards, messed up of what I wanted to do and how I wanted to ask the universe about you, my dear Cancer. And this energy just tells me that for some of you guys, you could be like in this place of confusion and unsureness and really misunderstandings as well. So let's see what the cards say. Energy for my dear Cancers. Your subconscious energy and drive for this time frame. Obstacle. support system, possible outcome. Even the cards don't want to stay straight. And the overall vibe, awakening. So awakening is in this desk, wow, on my desk in this deck is the Judgment card, telling me that you are realizing certain things are not working. And the way I felt, how I was, as I was shuffling the cards, for some of you, you're realizing, like you're reflecting in your life and you're realizing some things are not working, but you might not be sure yet of how to switch up or like how to change the events in your life in order for you to make them work. So the clarity is not there yet. However, this idea of understanding that something needs to change and the idea of reflection is definitely here to move you forward towards that awakening, towards that change. I like how this card is called Awakening in this deck. Yeah, look at this. So you are in this Six of Pentacles energy, telling me that you are realizing there has been unequal give and take within your relationship. And I feel it strongly, like you're realizing that you've been putting too much effort into something, whether it's your relationships, whether it's work, whatever it is. Like the Six of Pentacles is telling me that there's been a huge imbalance and you've been very generous. Like it could be reversed, obviously. Somebody could be like really generous towards you and then just not giving them back something. But for many of you, I feel like it's the opposite. Like you've been the generous one. You've been the giving one. You've been really, really, really generous with your time, with your resources, with your emotions. Definitely time, I feel like. You've been super patient with some people in your life. Like so patient, it's ridiculous. It could be even like work situation where, you know, like sometimes you're very patient with your colleagues or waiting for promotion and you're just done. You're like feeling like, okay, I'm done. I'm fed up. And underneath it all, the Four of Wands is here in your sector of subconscious drive. So you want some kind of happiness and stability. You want something about, like you want to feel safe in your situations and you just don't. Four of Wands can also mean like money, carefulness like of money, like not having enough money, being too scared not to have money. So for those of you who are in work situations, you might really feel like money is being compromised for you, or you're not getting enough money, or there's a potential for layoff, or you were promised something, as I said before, and you're not being given that. Like you were promised a promotion, there's no promotion, but you've been working towards that promotion and you've been what is that called, a silent promotion, where they just assign you more tasks and more responsibilities, yet the money stays the same. So you're realizing that, okay, I've been putting all this effort, but nobody's paying me. I'm at work 5 hours more every single day, yet where's the money? And definitely you're feeling it. If it's not a work situation, if it's like a relationship situation, friend situation, definitely you're going to feel like you've been giving and you're not being given what you deserve in your relationships. But you want to preserve like happy relationships. Like you want to preserve some kind of equilibrium. You really want to preserve peace. Yet what the universe is saying, the star energy is in your obstacle right now, because you're still hoping for something to change. You're having like the strong faith that, you know what, if I'm going to continue working hard, my boss will recognize it and they will move me up. They will increase my pay. Like maybe right now the economy is not so strong, so they're telling me they don't have the money to give me. Maybe if I wait this out, I'll get it. What the universe wants you to know is no. Just know. you know. They're kind of stringing you along on false promises. Again, this can apply to any area of your life, but if you feel like somebody's stringing you along on false promises, you gotta acknowledge this and you gotta let this hope go. Essentially, Six of Wands is here as in your strength sector. You gotta understand your own worth, right? Like and you know it. You obviously know what you're worth. Like, you know how much time you're putting into your job. You know the job that you're doing. You know that you're like an integral part to the whole operation. You know you're putting a lot of effort in your friendships. Like, you know you're a good friend. You're a good listener. Like, you come through all the time. You know all those things about you. And you got to take a second to reflect on it and understand, like, okay, how do I value myself, right? Because you are a good employee, you are a good friend. What are you getting back for it? A thank you is not going to cut it here, right? Like, you're working way more hours for many of you, but you're not getting paid. Like, what's up, you know? Possible card outcome is the Death card. Love it. So once you understand your true worth, once you have that discussion with yourself and say, okay, I am able to put so many hours in, I need to be rewarded for all of these hours, you will be able to make a change. And I have a feeling for many of you, you will make this change this week. You have energies working in your total benefit, telling you, change the things where there is this total imbalance happening. Change it. We got 3 major arcana cards here, pushing you in a direction to recognize that you are very worth it, Cancer. You are an asset for sure in every aspect of your life. You know, none of us are perfect, but you're definitely a good employee. You're definitely a good friend. You're a good family member. You're a good partner. What are you getting back for it? Wow. Love this reading, my friend. Hope it helped you and clarified a couple of things. Absolutely love these energies that I've been feeling from you, my dear Cancer. Like the video and click subscribe if you haven't done so as of yet. And have a super awesome week. Bye. Hello, my dear Leo. Welcome. This is your intuitive energetic check-in for the week of November 14th through November 20th. Let's see what the universe wants my Leos to know for this upcoming week. Like, I feel the calm energy, yeah, like the cards are jumping out. It's very interesting. So this is my Leo energy for the week. Your subconscious drives and thoughts that make you act in ways that you don't even realize. Look at it, they're just jumping out. Your obstacle for the week, support for this time frame, possible outcome. And the overall vibes, Queen of Wands. So that confidence is definitely here. The confidence that I felt from you is being clarified by the cards. For many of you, you are in this place of, okay, I got this, and you're getting things done, right? Like, you understand exactly what you need to do, and you also have clarity of how to accomplish those things. And most importantly, you're not taking a back seat. You are in a front seat, in the driver's seat, I guess, moving yourself forward, propelling yourself forward to something that's going to make you happy, something that's going to make you satisfied in the long run. So for some of you, it could be some like in the work situation, you might see an opportunity for advancement and you're going to go for it. Not only because hey, advancement is always good, but also because you understand that you're the qualified person for the job. You have all the skills you need. You have the courage and determination to get wherever you need to get. Okay, so we got a Queen of Cups in reverse in your drives, yet you are in a Three of Wands energy here. So you understand that you need to expand. You understand that you need to move forward. You understand that you have to put in certain structures into your life to create opportunities for growth and for later, what's that word? Like when you putting seeds in the ground and like something just grows out of it, like, yeah, the Page of Pentacles is here. When you're putting little, okay, so the way I understand it, this message is so jumbled up. The way I understand it is that you're putting seeds in the ground to come and harvest this in the future, and you have an idea of how to do it. Again, this for many of you, I feel like it's a work situation where you understand there's an opportunity and you're going for it. You're going to tackle that opportunity. What the universe wants you to know is subconsciously you are kind of like being a little too understanding to the situation, right? Like subconsciously you understand what you need, but you're not being kind about it, right? Like you're not calm about it. You're not kind about it. The universe wants you to acknowledge that you're being very impatient instead of being patient. You're not listening, or at least you're not hearing what you're being told. All you're doing is kind of pushing forward and persisting because you know this is what you want, and you understand that you have all the qualifications and all the skills to get there, but you're not listening to your surroundings. You're not listening to what is being told to you by other people, by the universe. Like you're not seeing a full clear picture here, and the Page of Pentacles is here in your obstacle, which tells me that you're a little too ambitious. Your desires are really, really, really grand almost. And you're not being very realistic about the situation. Like, yes, you see an opportunity for advancement, but you also got to realize that there's other people who are also seeing this opportunity for advancement, and they're going to go for it. Yet, you might feel like you're the most qualified one. Meanwhile, you don't even know, right? Like you don't know because you don't understand what is out there. You also might not understand the possible requirements of how this advancement might change your life, or how once you get this advancement, it will require you to do things that you probably are not aware of as of right now. Really jumbled up energy, like kind of like very determined yet not clear, like very fuzzy. And the universe wants you to know that your strength is right now is you need to put your emotions aside. You need to put your feelings aside. You need to put aside how you feel about the situation and how you perceive yourself within the situation. Be calm, be disciplined, like if you are applying for this position that you saw opening up, great, apply for it, but also be very realistic. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? Like don't quit your job before you get this job, because there's always a chance that you might not get it, even though you might be the best qualified person for it. Like I'm not diminishing that fact. Just be realistic and be understanding that just because you're having this offer on the table, you see this opportunity, it might not be the best opportunity for you, or the expectations might be outside of your realm of understanding, or you might not just be the person for the job. So don't get discouraged if you don't get it, or if it's not how you perceive it to be, because you're glorifying it a little bit here right now. 7 of Cups in here as an outcome. You will have choices. You will have options, as long as you stay cool, calm, and collected, and as long as you're not just going to make some drastic, crazy changes within your life just to obtain something, right? Like 7 of Cups is a good energy here. Like, I like its placement. It's gonna guide you towards your purpose for sure, like whatever the outcome of this is. Even though you might not see the clarity right now, you might even see some disappointment for some of you. Eventually, you will understand how this opportunity will bring you closer to whatever it is that you actually want. Interesting energy, my dear friend. Very interesting. Hope this reading clarified a couple of things for you. Like the video and click subscribe if you haven't done so as of yet. And have a great week, my dear Leo. Hello, my dear Virgo. Welcome. This is your energetic check-in for the week of November 14th through November 20th. Let's see what energies surround my Virgos during this time frame. I do feel a much lighter energy for you, as the 3 of Swords comes out. But I do feel a much lighter energy, like more calm and energy of understanding. Let's see what cards flip over. This is your current energy, your subconscious drives and thoughts that make you act in the way that you do. Your obstacle for this week. And your strength for this week, possible outcome. And the overall vibe. 4 of Pentacles. So you are definitely understanding where you are in life, and you're definitely understanding how important security is to you. And that's why I feel like for many of you this is like a much more chill energy. It's because once you understand exactly what is it that you need, you are able to also make your personal discernments in your life and understand who are the people who are not being loyal to you, what are some things that are suffocating you. Also, like, you know, secrets underneath it all, like, especially in workplaces, right? Like when certain things come to light and you finally like, oh, okay, got it. Like I knew this all along. Now I got it. For some of you, you might feel like the work situations will bring some clarity to you, and whatever you've been told for a long time is no longer going to be held true. Even though you knew this for a long time, you will finally see it clearly. Oh, look at this. So we got a 3 of Swords here and a 3 of Cups. So the 3 of Swords is your current energy, while the 3 of Cups is this subconscious energy that you have. Definitely you want some solutions and you want some kind of change. I felt it very strongly in your work sector. So for many of you, the way things are working for you right now are just not working. And you understand it, right? And that's where you're in this 3 of Swords energy, where you're like, you understand things are just not working out. Because maybe some clarity came to you at work, or you understood who your true friends are, right? Like maybe you understood like this person who you've been relying on for a very long time, they're actually full of poop. And whatever they tell you is not helpful at all. But what it does is creates more conflict and more work for you. So be careful, you know, how you're hearing things and what you're hearing from people. Definitely listen. And a lot of times people will tell you exactly who they are and exactly how they feel. Even if they're not using their mouth to say it, they're definitely going to use their actions to say it. And you will notice it. Three of Cups is this interesting energy where, like, underneath it all, you know, like, I felt that intuition in you where you already know, like, you already know who is being a false friend to you. You already know who is the person who is constantly saying, yes, 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 Virgo, you are number one. Meanwhile, you know, you need like improvement in certain areas. So they're like, their feedback is A, very useless, and B, absolutely not helpful to your progress. Like, it actually hinders your process, because a good friend would tell you, you know what, Virgo, this part you did is phenomenal, but you can work a little bit on this, especially when it comes to work, right? And they're just telling you, no, Virgo, you're number one, you are amazing. And they're full of poop, because you know it inside, like, yes, okay, I know how to do things, like, I'm good at this, but like, I'm not a pro. Like, how are you telling me that I'm a pro when I'm not a pro, right? So this is going to come out. It might make you feel a little heartbroken and disappointed, but it is what it is, you know. Sometimes it's better to know than not to know. And understanding this will definitely bring an energy of solution to whatever issues that you've been having, right? Like, when you know the truth, it's easier to figure out how to move forward and how to proceed. For those of you who are not working, maybe, or don't have these things happening at work, it could also be other people that you're dealing with. Like, it could be somebody that you've paid money to, like, even like getting your hair cut, right? Like, you could have gone to like a hair salon to somebody who is, you could have known them for like 20 years, but it could be like somebody who's brand new, who was highly recommended, and you just know certain things don't work for you, and they will tell you, no, Virgo, your face shape matches like this specific haircut. And then they're gonna, and you know deep inside that it's not true, yet you're gonna let them do it, and yet you're gonna be disappointed. However, you will also understand the truth in it, how you know what you know, and you gotta stick to your guns. Like, you gotta stick to your intuition in every single situation. So the positive out of this is that, like, your intuition is right, and follow your intuition, because people are not always helpful. What the universe wants you to know is the sun is in your obstacle sector, telling me that even though you want positivity, like, you want harmony, you want joy, actually this being irritable and being honest about how you feel will bring out the best out of the situation. And this doesn't mean that you have to be honest with the person, you know, like, especially if it's at work. But once you, like, you don't have to be honest with them. Like, you don't owe them anything, and they don't owe anything to you in the end of the day. But like, once you realize how you truly feel, you're going to acknowledge it, like, okay, this person at work cannot be trusted, and then you can move forward. And then you don't have to include that person in your conversation any longer. For others of you, like, if you went to a hair salon and you realize that this person, A, doesn't listen to you, B, doesn't know what the heck they're doing, C, they're just not working for you, or with you for that matter, you know, cut it out. Like, tell them, listen, like, what the heck did you do? Like, this is BS. Why am I paying you money for it? Especially if money is being exchanged, like, speak up, right? Make that discernment. At work, you can realize and you can move forward, never speak to that person again. If it's like a money exchange situation, definitely speak up, unless this person was referred to you by this friend of yours, and you just don't go back to them, you know, like, use your discernment here. But it's okay to feel very unhappy about the situation, for sure. That's what the universe wants you to know. Seven of Pentacles is here as in your strength card, telling me that you are willing to work it out, right? Like, not working it out with a person, but you're willing to acknowledge that there are certain things that were not said to you, or certain things that were done to you that you're not happy about, and now you're willing to implement these changes into your life, in a sense that, like, you've learned from it, and now you're willing to implement this understanding into your life, understanding that you got to trust your intuition and you got to put your intuition first moving forward. So that's a good realization here. Look at this, Four of Wands. The happiness is going to be here, right? Like the happiness is going to be here. And it's okay that the world works around this way. You know, like sometimes people are not happy for you the way you want them to be happy for you. People are not there for you to make you happy, like, right? Like everybody is caught up in their own thing. Not everyone is going to be there like saying, hey, Virgo, you're number one. That's fine. You don't need that. You have your established community, you have your home, you have your trusted friends. Those are the people that you need to rely on. All those other people, like work people, you know, like people who provide services for you, it doesn't matter, like whatever. You know the truth, you stick with the truth and you move forward. You know what I like about this reading a lot? We have 2 3s here and we have 2 4s here, telling me that whatever happens this week, it will just aid in your growth. It will move you forward towards achieving what you need. And what I love about the cards, look at this. Your strength is a 7. So you got 3 plus 4 equals 7, right? Telling me that you're going to just gain some wisdom out of this week. It might not even be like some profound understanding, but there's definitely going to be some wisdom that you're going to gain here this week. Love this reading for you, my dear friend. Hope you got some, you know, clarity out of this. Like the video and click subscribe if you haven't done so as of yet, and have a super wonderful week, my dear Virgo. Hello, my dear Libra. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is your intuitive energetic check-in for the check-in for the weekend of November 14th through November 20th. Let's see what the universe wants my Libras to know. So this is going to be your energy for this week. Your subconscious drives that make you do things without you even realizing. This is the obstacle for this week. This is your strength and support system for this week. Possible outcome. Okay, 2 cards fell out for the overall vibe. So we got the awakening here and the 4 of Swords. So awakening is the judgment card in this deck, and the 4 of Swords is kind of telling me that you need to take a step back, or at least this is how you're going to feel this week. You're going to want to take a step back and reevaluate certain aspects of your life. You're definitely going to slow down, and you're going to stop putting an energy into certain things in your life that you feel not really beneficial for you anymore. So for some of you, you might feel like the work's been taking up a lot of your energy, a lot of your resources, and you're going to realize that, you know what, you need a break. Like, you just need a break to take a breather and chill out. You can't continue going like this, because eventually you're just going to totally break down, and you're going to be forced into this energy of rest. Okay, look at this. Great energy overall. Love it, love it, love it. So you're on a Queen of Wands energy, and your subconscious is the 2 of Pentacles. So you understand what you want out of life. This Queen of Wands energy is very assertive kind of energy, where you understand what you want, and you also determined to find joy within your life by removing things that no longer serve you, in a sense. Like, it's a very courageous energy, because you're a smart individual, right? Like, you are, you understand many aspects of your life simultaneously. Like, that's the beauty about Libras. Like, you guys know exactly what is happening. You understand where your energy goes. You understand where you prefer your energy to go. And this week, you're gonna develop certain determination, certain level of courage and bravery to proceed in a way that's more beneficial for you. The underneath it all, the Two of Pentacles is here, constantly balancing out your life, constantly making you understand your priorities, like how much energy you need to put into work, how much energy you need to put into relationships, how much energy you need to put into yourself. And you're realizing that one of those aspects is really taking a lot out of you without allowing you to kind of distribute your energy evenly across the board to enjoy your relationships, to enjoy your family, to enjoy your activities, or to enjoy your work. So whatever this overpowering demand on your energy is, you're going to want to cut it out, because you are realizing that it's not helping you. It's only holding you back. Right? For some of you, this could be like a brand new realization, like, oh, wait a second, like this thing is draining the heck out of me and I'm not doing anything about it. Like, the heck? You're not a pushover. You're going to stand up for your belief is truly right for you. The devil energies here is in your obstacle sector. So you might be a little anxious about making certain bringing up certain conversations or making certain concrete decisions in your life. If you're understanding that your work is taking up a whole lot of your life, you might really feel like, you know what, but it's work. You're going to try to justify it. It's work. It's giving me money. Like, without these resources, I'm not going to be able to do anything at all. Like, I will be homeless. So you might have these like really, really strong justifications seep through, and that might cause you a level of anxiety in your life. You might, if your family's been taking up too much time and you want to establish the boundary, like, okay, I gotta cut this out, like I gotta chill, the guilt feelings might come through. The guilt might overtake you and make you feel like, wait a second, but it's my family, they should be my priority, blah blah blah. Yes, however, they should not be draining you. You know what I mean? This could be a relationship. This could be anything. For many of you, I feel that's a work situation strongly here. Though the work has been really, really, really taking a lot out of you, keeping you trapped. And you're realizing that you're totally trapped in this situation. And that's why for some of you, you might feel that anxiety or try to find a justification to why you're still trapped. For others of you, the devil energy could be indicative of bad choices and addictions. So for some of you, you could be addicted to drugs, illicit drugs, alcohol, food. You could be addicted to some things that are really, like, what's the definition of addiction, right? If it takes over your life and all you want to do is this one thing, that's an addiction. And you might be realizing, like, wait a second, like, maybe I'm a gaming addict, I'm a gambling addict, I don't know, like, I don't specialize in addictions, I don't know much about them, but all I know is that addictions take precedence in our life, and you might realize this week that there's something that's taking precedence in your life, and it's taking your ability to enjoy other aspects of your life. The Six of Wands is here, telling me that you need to believe in yourself. Like, you need to believe in those voices. You need to believe this energy that something is taken away from you. You need to trust that energy, and you're going to go. And you gotta go with it. This courage that you have to restructure your boundaries in your life is real, and you're gonna follow. You gotta follow it. These anxiety that you're getting, or these justifications that you're getting, these guilt trips that you're getting, are not gonna give you any. They're not gonna help you in the long run. They're just going to justify your actions for right now. They're going to justify the actions of the toxic family member, justify the actions of your employer by making you work extra hours. It's going to give you a temporary justification, but it's not going to fix anything in the long term. Three of Swords is here. Yeah, it's, you know, sometimes it's really heartbreaking to walk away from something that you feel is good for you. Like, as I mentioned before, for some of you, it's like a family situation, you know, like you could have a family member who you've been supporting for a long time, whether financially, emotionally, however, and now you're realizing that family member is just draining the heck out of you. And you might think to yourself, the heck, like, what? This whole time they've been using me? You know what I mean? You might have those realizations. However, I really want you to understand that the Three of Swords energy actually has a lot of positivity in it. It's kind of like it allows us to process the hurt. It allows us understand why something hurts us in order to release it. Once we release it, that creative energy is going to come back in. The positive energy will come back in, and you will come up with solutions to your situation. Three of Swords is threes are a solution card, right? Threes are solution number in numerology. Threes are all about coming up with ways to create a much more balanced life, because this is what you seek underneath it all. Despite of these, of this devil energy that makes you feel guilty about reshifting the boundaries in your life. I love this energy, I absolutely love it. I love how you are taking charge of your life. Even though it might feel scary and make you feel a type of way for a minute, I really appreciate how you have this energy available to you to make real shifts, to make real changes, to have a much more stable, much more balanced life. I hope this reading helped, my dear Libra. Like the video and click subscribe if you haven't done so as of yet. And have a super wonderful week, my friend. Hello, my dear Scorpio. Welcome. This is your intuitive energetic check-in for the week of November 14th through November 20th. Let's see what the universe wants my Scorpios to know for this time frame. Much more peaceful energy overall, my dear friend. Like, I haven't felt the sense of peace from you in a while. Let's see the overall energy. The energy for my Scorpios. Subconscious drives. Obstacle for this week. Your support. Possible outcome. And the overall vibes. 10 of Cups. Yeah, you are finding some kind of joy, some kind of fulfillment out of your life. So you could have created the balance between your work situation and your life situation, and you're finally reaping the benefits of, having disperse your energy in a way that makes more sense to you. Or you could have changed your whole perspective and you're realizing that, wait a second, you're like, work is not all of it. Like, work is not my life. It's all about my family, my friends, myself. And you're understanding that work is just a piece of your life. It's not everything. It doesn't define you, who you are. And that's going to give you a sense of peace this week. So there's going to be some kind of realization that's going to make you understand that your peace is within you, your peace is within your community, your peace is within your friends, and your peace is within your family. Or you might find a newfound peace within your relationships. I don't know. Let's see. How interesting. So you got a 3 of Swords energy surrounding you at this time, with the Knight of Swords being your subconscious drive. All these swords. So for some of you, might have had a recent breakup or a recent realization that the world does not really work the way you want it to work. You might realize that your partner is just a mere human being. You might realize that your work is just there for the money, like you might not like it anymore. It might not ever give you what you were promised that it was going to give you. So whatever this painful realization that you came to is actually what's giving you such a crazy release. Because once you acknowledge that there's something that's suffocating, something that makes you suffer, then you can get rid of it. And look, the Knight of Swords is here, that telling me that you are taking this impulsive action to make things better for yourself, right? Like you understand, okay, this person has sabotaged me at work. Screw them. Cut them out. Thus, you gain your sense of happiness again. This family member has not been kind to me. You know what? Screw them. Moving on. Let me concentrate on the family members that actually make me happy. In the relationship, you might have realized, wait, my partner, I'm hurt here is because they haven't heard me, or because I haven't shared how I truly feel and what I really know, or what I really want, rather. Let me share this with them. And once you share that with them, you're going to be able to obtain a level of clarity within the situation, therefore bringing you some kind of common peace. So this energy of peace is definitely available to you. However, to get to that peace, you got to look from a perspective of where is your disappointment, right? Like what has disappointed you? And are you going to let this disappointment go? Or are you going to address it within the relationship? Or are you going to sit in it? Because if you sit with it, then you're never going to get the happiness that you're seeking. But once you release it in some type of way, either like literally releasing it from your mind or releasing it by having a conversation, only then you're going to be able to find the sense of peace that you need. And the Ten of Swords is in your obstacle sector, telling me that you're really afraid to bring up this conversation. You might even be afraid to feel disappointed. This fear is real, or you're really scared that if you're gonna start this conversation, all it's gonna do is just create more friction in your relationship, more issues at work, more issues with your family and your friends. However, that's not the case. The Seven of Wands is here telling me is that regardless of this challenge, you're going to be able to work through it. But you got to allow yourself to work through it and only know what's the best approach for you. Whether it's acknowledging that the situation is hurting you and letting it go, allowing the universe to kind of, smooth all the edges around it, or are you going to let it go by bringing it up and telling your colleague, you know what, no, I can't drive you home every day after work. Like it takes out another 45 minutes out of my commute. No, I cannot do this anymore. Like I cannot come in on a Saturday morning just to check the voice messages. Like there's something that you can do in the situation by speaking up, or by letting it go. It might create a little bit of, this energy of conflict, but it's not a real conflict, They could come off as being a little too defensive because they're not realizing that you are being hurt through this situation. They might even say, you know what, Scorpio, you're a little delusional, and kind of almost dismiss it, but no, stay persistent. Tell them like, no, I gotta let it go, either through this conversation, or I'm just gonna letting it go and never looking at this person again through the same lens. Does it make sense? Six of Cups. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So you're gonna be able to let go of the past that's controlling you. by the end of this week, because you're going to realize that these hurts are stemming from something that hurt you in the past. So for some of you who are going to engage in a conversation with this person that is hurting you or has hurt you in the past, you're going to be able to release the pain through a conversation. For others of you, this situation just might create an understanding in your mind that, wait a second, like the reason why I'm perceiving the situation as hurtful is because of something that happened in my past, especially childhood. This is how I've been brought up. You know, every time somebody tells me I need to improve my work, instead of like saying, okay, whatever, you know, let me like what am I improving? You know, like asking, like, what do I need to improve? And implementing that feedback, you might take it as a criticism, right? Like, it could be like, what do you mean? But I've spent so much hours on it. Like, how dare you? Like, I thought you were my friend. You know what I mean? So whatever the situation is, you're going to be able to work through it. You're definitely going to be able to let go of some hurt that's been hindering your progress. And you're going to be able to find this happiness that you are seeking so hard out of your life. We got 2 10s here. I love it. We got a 10 of swords and a 10 of cups. This is the end of the cycle, my friend. You have energy available to you to start a brand new cycle once you let this go. Love the energy, my friend. Hope this reading helped you and clarified a couple of things for you. Like the video and click subscribe if you haven't done so as of yet. And have a super great week, my dear Scorpio. Hello, my dear Sagittarius. Welcome. This is your intuitive energetic check-in for the week of November 14th through November 20th. Let's see what the universe wants you to know. Okay. So this is your overall energy, your energy for this specific time frame. This is the subconscious drives and emotions that make you act in ways that you do without you realizing it. Your obstacle, support, system for this week, possible outcome, and the overall vibe is the 4 of Cups. It seems like you're just kind of, not impressed by your life during this time frame. You feel like nothing is moving forward. You feel like you're kind of stuck in this weird place where you don't see anything positive, like you don't see anything negative, like nothing is happening at this time frame. And you're sitting and waiting, you're sitting and waiting, you're sitting and waiting for the right opportunity. You're sitting and waiting for the right thing to happen. You're sitting and waiting for something to change, yet it's not changing. Yeah, makes total sense. Look at this. We got a 9 of Swords as the energy that came out for you. And the 3 of Wands is that energy, that, subconscious energy that you don't realize is even there. So for some of you, want action, you want things done, you want to move forward, you want things to happen, you are ready. Like for some of you, you're ready to move into a new position at work, you're ready to move, you're ready to get things done, yet you feel like you have to be patient. Like you deep down inside, you understand that you gotta be patient here. And you hate it. You don't like it at all because you want things to change right now. And you're not acknowledging the fact that you're realizing that this piece of patience is going to be fundamentally important for your progress. So for some of you, you might want to get a job right now. Or you're changing jobs like right now. You want it now. You want to get this job interview like yesterday. Yet deep down inside, you're understanding that that's not a way to go about the situation. You gotta, you gotta wait a little bit. You gotta take a second to really, allow others to go through, like by looking at your resume, like, I don't know, there's something that you gotta wait for things to happen in the way you want them to happen. But you want them now. And look at this. Your subconscious is telling you to wait, yet your obstacle is this Queen of Wands. Your inability to wait, a lack of desire to wait. And that's going to hinder your process, right? Like, just because you think you know it all doesn't mean that you do know it all. Just because you think that you're right doesn't mean that you're right. Your mind is not as clear or as sharp as you think that it is. That's why it's in an obstacle area here. You know what you want, yes, that's cool, but you're not understanding all the implications that whatever you want might bring you. If you're making a move at your job situation, it could end up being a lateral move. While you're going to have to exert all this energy to get there, it might not even be what you want it to be. If you want, like I said, move before, if you want to move places, you might be disappointed in the kind of a place you're going to move to. It might not be exactly the type of neighborhood that you want it to be. It might not be the type of a place that you really want it to be. Like, you mind that I'm compromising on things that are actually fundamentally important to you because you want it now, because of this lack of patience. So the universe wants you to know, make sure you take the time. Make sure you enjoy your life here. Nine of Pentacles is here in your sector of strength and your support, telling me that you need to find joys in life. And that's not always in the action. It's not always in moving forward. It's not always in just getting things done right now. Your joy has to come from your environment, from the things around you. So from your family, from how well you are doing at your job, from all the finances that are coming in, from all the resources that you currently have in this current place where you're living, right? Like the benefits, because there's always benefits to a situation, no matter how crappy the situation is. To some extent, obviously, some situations are worse than others, but you know what I mean? Like you gotta find that silver lining in where you are right now in order for this patience energy to work its magic and to allow you to get to the right place. The Fool, the new beginning is right around the corner, my friend. Just give it a chance, that's the possible outcome. The Fool is there for you. It's there. Like, it's not going anywhere. This new beginning, this new energy, this new, this new sense of freedom almost is right around the corner. You just don't need to rush it. It's there for you. And you're gonna see the glimpses of it very, 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 very soon. I appreciate this reading a lot for you, my dear friend, because, sometimes we want change so bad that us as human beings, we will take any type of change, right? Just for the sake of change. And then later on, as we reflect on it, we realize, like, wait a second, where I was actually much better. Where I was actually worked for me. Like, there was a lot of positive to the situation. If only I waited a little more, I would have been able not only to understand of what I have is good, but I also would have been able to see other choices, other things that are available to me. You know what I mean? So take a second, don't rush into it. It's going to happen. The universe already worked it out for you. Like, you don't need to jump at it. Just enjoy what you have. Once you appreciate what you have, more of the good will come your way. The whole idea of you attract what you throw out there. So throw out into the universe, not like literally throw it out. Exude peace, exude calm, exude everything, like having. Be appreciative of what you have, and more will come your way, my friend. Great energy, my dear Sagittarius. Love the reading. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Like the video and click subscribe if you haven't done so as of yet. And have a super wonderful week.